Basically knocking on my door telling me to get back on the right track. You losing it. So I just felt like, that was my warning, and I took heed to it, and I think it changed. That accident really was God basically knocking on my door telling me to get back on the right track. You losing it. So I just felt like, that was my warning, and I took heed to it, and I think it changed my life.
Here, back in 2019, that car accident, a lot of people saw that. Man, what was it like just coming back to boxing after that?
It changed my life. It made me realize being young, you think you indestructible. At that time, I thought I was indestructible. Man, like nothing. I thought nothing could really stop me. Like I was just, I really stopped doing what I thought. What got me to that point. I kind of drifted, so to say. I kind of drifted off to the side. And I feel like that accident really was God basically knocking on my door, telling me to get back on the right track. You losing it. So I feel like that car crash was basically a blessing, because it really got my head straight, got me right, and because at that time I was hanging out, drinking, partying, just doing whatever, So I feel like at that time God knocked on me and just told me, man, straighten up. You're doing the wrong thing. Like the Bible say, warning come before destruction. So I just felt like, that was my warning, and I took heed to it, and I think it changed my life.
Shoot, even after my wreck, I was still going to the club.
What's good, everyone? WCS back on deck. First in the building. Toby Bartlett, salute to you. What's good? Salute WCS in the chat. We're global, baby. We're global. You already know it's better to be global than local. You know what I'm saying? You get to see more, do more. And that's how we want to do it over here. We want to get that message out there that the deadline is slowly approaching. We got 23 days left. Only 23 days left to the infamous, historic changing of titles, where Terrence Crawford becomes the two-time undisputed world champion. It's going to be extremely momentous occasion, okay? It's going to be extremely big ceremony that you don't want to miss. Fish Fry 2023. You already know what it is. If you're on your way to the building, man, salute to you. Hit the like button. Sub to the channel. Ball Out Mixtape Fire. Salute to you. Let's go. You already know. Juice Lee on deck. Salute to you, Juice. Appreciate you. Appreciate y'all dropping in, man. Showing support to the channel. Stickin' Boys. Fishing and Sports on deck. Salute WCS. Salute Chat Fam. Hot Grease with violins. You already know, man. Hit them with a different rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Get them all nice and comfortable with the harmony. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's all. Get them nice and comfortable. Spread the word and the message, man. The XO Factory in the building. OGWCS, I'm on deck. Big bro, Hot Grease. Yes, sir. Shout out to the XO Factory on deck. You know what I'm saying? Thursday is with us. We close to the weekend. We're close to the weekend, y'all. And check this out. If you're really looking at the camera, if you're really looking at the calendar, we have 3 full weekends remaining. Only 3 full weekends remaining until we get that fight week in that Saturday 29th, Vegas. I don't know if y'all made y'all reservations yet. I know the rooms is going to be a pretty nice ticket. The tickets have already been a nice ticket. They're up there. The numbers are up there. But what you expect for a fight of this magnitude? Yeah, you should go out the pocket, man. You should go out the pocket and make it happen. If you have to borrow from relatives, you know what I'm saying, ex-girlfriends, you have to go out here and take a loan. Make sure the interest rate is where you need it to be. I don't want you coming back on here blaming me. You talking about you take out a loan, man. You know what I'm saying? You can help pay for it off, man. Shit. You know what I'm saying? This shit is that 33 and a third percent, man. That shit too much, man. It's like every time I make a payment, only a small portion go to the damn principal. Well, don't blame me for it. You're a grown ass adult. Tyrese on deck. What's good with it? UC Ortiz withdrew from the fight. Give me a minute to talk about it. Yeah. Big blunts and boxing on deck. Salute to the GOAT in the building. What's good? Ortiz fainted and was hospitalized. Give me a minute to talk about it. Massachusetts fishing and growing. Mass fishing and growing. Okay. We got some fishing titles up here. We got some people that's coming in here. Got down straight out of the Bass Pro Shop. Shit. Let me once again. Shit. We got a whole lot of we got fishing, game and wildlife. Shout out to Coach Malachi. Coach Malachi dropped that from the aquarium. He is down in a Wakanda-free city, which is the ATL, him and his family, and he sent that from the aquarium. And I said, yes, you made my day. I definitely have to put that on the live stream. And what it shows is, it just shows what is said to be the big fish swimming around, and no other fish around it looks like it's in danger or anything. It looks like it was just swimming around, you know what I'm saying, doing absolutely nothing when it should be training. That's all. I talked about this yesterday. You need to get that weight off, buddy. You're just swimming around like you don't have no responsibilities. Toby said Bud gonna straighten him up right in the middle of the ring. The big fish fry on 29th July. Absolutely, man. Talk that. Facts in the chat. Speak on it. You know what I'm saying? Facts in the chat. But no worries. We got official business take place in 23rd. Hey man, hey, shout out to Team Ortiz, man. Obviously, he got some health issues going on. Real talk. And boxing requires you to take damage to your physical structure. You know what I'm saying? And within those, that exoskeleton is organs. And that's why I talk about what you put in your body. You know, what goes on internal to your body is pretty much how you're going to go out here and perform, especially in a full contact sport like boxing. It's tough, man. When the organs start to break down and everything, it's tough. You know what I'm saying? It's tough. I wish nothing but the best for Ortiz. If he cannot no longer make 147, you know, he needs to just make that commitment to go to 154 like several other fighters have done recently. Seriously. If you can't make 147 no more, and health wise, your organs and your body's not allowing you to proceed to that weight limit no more, you're gonna have to make some changes, man. And it's not like Ortiz can't box. He can fight, man. Like I said, I like his style. You know what I'm saying? I like his style. Don Vaughn on deck, man. What to do, Don Vaughn? Tyrese, yeah, his career at welterweight is pretty much over. It's unfortunate that Stanthionis have to go through what he's going through. You know, Stanthionis is once again out of a big fight. You know, this would have definitely helped his rankings. You know, Stanthionis is the same one who took step aside money, from my understanding, and he's been paying for it ever since. You know what I'm saying? So I hope he still has that step aside money. He invested it the right way, and we'll take it from there. You know, big shout out to everybody that's on deck. Hey, hit the like button as you come in. It should be automatic. It should be, you know, this hospitality that we know so much about. You know what I'm saying? I be who I be. What's good, player on deck in the building? What's good with it, brother? How you feeling? So, apart from what we heard in the chat, like I said, shout out to team Virgil Ortiz, man. I hope he gets well. And definitely, I hope he makes a decision to move up to 147, because he's not the only one that's kind of waiting around to see how these titles break up. You know, I'm pretty sure Virgil is right there at the door where he's saying to himself, I'm right here. I'm right here. You know, I can make this shit happen. I'm right here. I know it's July 29th. When Crawford win the titles, he's going to vacate them and move up to basically contend at the 154-pound division. But this is what I want to talk about with the deadline. All right. The deadline is 23 days out. And the good thing about, you know, WCS being able to amplify the concern of this deadline, it's not just with, you know, trying to see if Spence will make weight. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really concerned like that. That's not really something that's weighing heavy on me. No. It's just, you know, every time I speak about this calendar that we have leading up to July 29th, it's absolutely to make the aerosexuals uncomfortable. I'm just doing my part. That's all. I'm just doing my part. And y'all keep on proving to me that y'all are extremely uncomfortable with what I have to say about this fight. And why are y'all so close to the situation, man? You know what I'm saying? You're putting your ear too close to the situation, man. Stop taking it so personal. You know what I'm saying? Why are you so uneasy? I've never seen a group of people support a boxer that's supposed to be the triple A side, right? We're talking about the triple A side. He's done everything he's supposed to do to get to this point, besides pick up that WBO title. And y'all seem to be uneasy. It's not nothing you can do about it before this shit get closed down, man. Team Shark Tank, whatever you want to call yourself, Shark Tank, goddamn Finding Nemo, whatever you choose to do, man down, man up, goddamn truth, big fish, little fish. You feel me? I mean, how many aliases that's out there? It's only a matter of time before those shirts come down too. You know what I'm saying? I hope the Smoking Bud tour has been great for you all, but Look, y'all might need to change up the strain a little bit. I'm just being honest with you. Like the messages I'm getting, you can't be feeling that way about me. Come on, man. I'm in the favor of just spreading the word. That's all I'm doing. But I will pass this word on to y'all, right? 23 days, man. That's not a long time. You understand me, aerosexuals? 23 days is not a long time. And the energy that you putting into leaving me nasty messages, you should be over there peeking in through the window of the world-class boxing gym and trying to see what the process is over there. Can somebody get me some video? Can somebody please get me some updated video? Can somebody prove that, you know, what the rumor? Somebody pass on word to me. I'm not sure that his nutritionist was let go. Allegedly, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. If y'all heard that, you know, cool. Put it in the chat. But somehow I heard he fired his nutrition. I don't know. That's why I'm saying I heard. I'm not taking responsibility for putting this word out there. Okay. But I heard Errol Spence may have fired his nutritionist. Now, I don't know why that's may be the case. The only thing WCS can tell you that maybe whoever that was preparing the food put a little bit too much Mrs. Dash on the chicken. He was trying to eat some fried chicken, more so around the taste bud of Popeyes or Mama Lou's Soul Food Kitchen, located downtown Dallas. I don't know what was the case, but maybe being that they trying to lose this water weight that people's talking about, maybe his nutritionist was applying too much non-salt Mrs. Dash. You feel me? And his taste buds wasn't having it. Like I told you the other day, it's not as easy as you think to leave a normal diet behind and now you go to a strict diet. You can't not do that, man. It's not as easy as just saying, okay, let me lock in. It's not that way, man. Your body go through mental changes. Your body goes through mental changes. You say, how can my body go through mental changes when it consists of food consumption? Yeah, your body, your taste buds is used to something naturally, something familiar. You know what I'm saying? Something that you favor, that good food. Like, you know, when the Popeyes chicken sandwich came out and niggas was goddamn knocking each other's chin off just to get in there and stand in line. Like, it was absolutely like they had crack in that motherfucker, dog. For real. I'm looking at what Spence may have been consuming up to this point, and that his nutritionist was saying, listen to me, we don't have much time. We have to get you on track. And it starts with the diet along with cardio. Okay. You cannot continue this, man. You cannot continue eating what you're eating. You can't. You can't be up here snacking on Famous Amos chocolate chip cookies. Is Derrick James not telling you? Look, I'm your nutritionist. You paying me, right? You cannot be going to the bathroom and standing there acting like you're taking a shit and you're snacking on Famous Amos and somebody else go in there and they see crumbs all over the freaking floor, man. Aerosexuals, I'm crying out to you for real. If he's snacking on Famous Amos, can one of y'all aerosexuals leave a message in my chat? I want to send him another care package, with those Famous Amos, because Famous Amos cookies, they are addicting. Please let me know if this is indeed true so I can send him another box today. I will go out and get him in bulk. All right. Some more cookies. Right. You know what I'm saying? Some more chocolate chip cookies. And let me know any other desserts. Like he enjoys carrot cake. You know what I'm saying? The hand size carrot cake, Hershey's Kisses with almonds. something like that, something to really keep that weight at a steady level. Real talk. I want him to be mentally stable going into this fight. Seriously. I mean, anything that I can do to help. They have so many foods out there like Raisinets. They have regular milk chocolate and dark chocolate. Just let me know, man. I'll throw it in the care package and take it up there. And also, I'm sending you some package of Twizzler too. Twizzler is supposed to be a non-fat candy, right? Okay, is all I'm trying to do at WCS is help. The aerosexual is not willing to help their idol mentor. All I'm doing is donating my time voluntarily to make sure your cravings are satisfied. That's all I'm doing. Don't be mad at me, bro. You got 23 days. 23 days. And someone is up here saying you're snacking on Famous Amos chocolate chip cookies, bro. How are you going to cut that weight, man? Somebody tell me in the chat, how's he going to cut the weight? You know what I'm saying? He about to get closed down, man. I want him to be in the tip-top condition. Just because I send the cookies up there don't mean you have to eat them. Seriously, you don't have to, bro. This is the biggest fight of your career. You don't have to. But I'm just holding you accountable of, certain things you said in the past that you can walk in there and fight Danny Garcia and not be 100%. So I'm saying to myself, let me help him with this challenge with Bud Crawford. If you felt that way about Danny Garcia, goddammit, you should feel that way about Crawford. Why don't you go in there and feel that you can, dog walk him too without being 100%. You know what I'm saying? You can still make the weight if you just relax, lock in, like you said, lock in and drop that weight. Because I know it's hell over there today. Aerosexuals, look, right here is going on 1 o'clock my time. Like I said, I just finished eating lunch. Arrow, if you're listening, oh my God, that lunch was so delicious. I'm not even gonna tell you what I had because I don't want you to lose focus, big dog. I believe me, it wasn't anything that had, Miss Dash on that lemon pepper or the multi-season that Miss Dash had, no salt added. There's none of that, man. It was one of those special hamburgers, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, those Five Guys hamburgers. You know what I'm talking about, Spence. Yeah, Spence. Yeah. I got the fries with it too, man. Not only that, hold up, Spence. Because I know you should have eaten lunch by now too, man. You should be on like your third meal this morning. I got a milkshake with it, bro. I got a milkshake. Yeah, I got a milkshake. It's something about Five Guys when they give you that bacon burger and they put the mushrooms on top, them grilled mushrooms. You know what I'm saying? Just a tad bit of mayo on there. You know what I'm saying? Lettuce, tomato, pickle, just the works, man. Just the works. And you don't get the baby burger. You get the big burger with the 2 patties on it there, Spence. You know what I'm saying? And then we already know Five Guys fries, man. They give you damn near a 2-sack lunch fries. They just dump fries in your bag, hot. Them motherfucking fries be hot, Spence. EJ. And then to top it off, man, you get that freshly whipped milkshake. Boy, when you get in that ring, ooh, you're gonna be miserable. Before you even throw a punch, you're gonna be miserable. You know what I'm saying? Because you done went through this weight cut. You know what I'm saying? You went through hell to make that weight. You know what I'm saying? You're not feeling really, you're not feeling as jovial as you usually. You're not as happy and jubilant. You had to do a fat camp when you knew this shit was coming. Like I believe something about Spence. He liked going through the torture. I'm not gonna lie to you. He know damn well, with the easy route, he had to go up here and get those belts, but always Terrence Crawford's gonna be at the end of that shit, right? He knew that. Torture. Because when he picked up the WBC and the WBA, he knew he had that monster at the end, right? And then you turn around and nothing could stop you from eating that smothered crab leg just because you was with fam. Bro, you got to go out with people and not participate or partake in certain things that's going to continue to put them handles on you. You can't partake in the liquid or a dietary plan that's high in calorie intake, brother. You can't do it. Just because you see me over there and I'm eating some smothered crab legs, you know what I'm saying? Calamari, jumbo shrimp, doesn't mean you can do it. That's all I'm telling you. It doesn't mean you can participate in shrimp scampi like me, brother. Because when we are in the same building on July 28th and you have to weigh in, like I said before, I'm going to go in there with a full stomach. You, on the other hand, you're going to go in there feeling like, damn, oh, shit, I feel like a motherfucking camel. I'm out of water, goddammit. I'm out of fucking water. You're going to feel like a grade of sandpaper, bro. You're going to feel so dry. I'm not going to lie to you. I hope that's not the case. I hope you go in there and get ready for this fight, man, because it's life-changing. It's life-changing. Seriously. You got the ace in the hole. Once you lose your titles come July 29th, you still have potentially a fighter that, may have 3/4 of the undisputed, 3/4 in Jermell Charlo. Because people, I don't know if you heard, but Jermell Charlo may be stripped of the WBO title when it's all said and done prior to him stepping in there with Canelo. You know what I'm saying? And from my understanding, I believe that his titles are not going to be on the line. I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? Boxing is not the only sport that I cover. But I'm thinking, he fight Canelo Alvarez for the super middleweight titles is still a go, man. It's still cool. Seriously, it's still good to go. If he's able to step in there and get that fight with Canelo Alvarez, man, and it looks good on his resume. It really does. It looks very good on his resume. You had Caleb Plant over there that fought Canelo. That's a notable name. You know what I'm saying? Former IBF world champion. That's a notable name. So for Mel Charlo to move up 2 weight divisions, I have to drop some hot grease on you this morning too. Errol Spence, why you haven't told your boy Mel? And I know you're training for a big fight yourself, but how all of a sudden all the damn crying that we heard from Mel when it came to damn Crawford moving up to the division, right? Crawford trying to move up to 154 and fight him. This is just him issuing the challenge, him throwing out the challenge, right? Why, Errol? I'm putting all the blame on you, man. Why you didn't address him and say, well, Mel, how is it fitting for you to move up and face Canelo at 168 and Canelo not tell you the same thing that you put out to the public about Crawford? You said Crawford was a light boy. He got other things to take care of. He hadn't did anything 168. And I'm telling you, Mel, you ain't did shit at 168. I mean, you said Crawford ain't did nothing at 154. But you ain't did nothing at 168. He ain't did nothing. Well, why do you rate the fight Canelo? Just by default or whatever? Your brother fell out and now it's time for you. How do you rate? You haven't did anything at 60 and you haven't did anything at 68. You see how the bullshit come back, man? You hang around a toilet long enough, nigga, you're going to talk too much shit. It's going to smell just like it. Like, how are you going to criticize Crawford for issuing a challenge for you at 154 and you holding all the belts, but all of a sudden you want people to congratulate you and salute and give you all this glory when you moving up 2 weight divisions and you ain't did nothing in 168. You haven't did nothing. So why can't we say, okay, Canelo? I mean, this is not in Canelo's freaking behavior. This is not how he operates, really. He's not as garrulous as some people like yourself. But Canelo should have said, listen, what have you done in 168? I know Al Heyman put you in position, but I heard you tell Terrence Crawford he haven't did anything at 154. You haven't did anything at 168. He hasn't did nothing at 168. Not only do I know he's not going to win this fight, people, I remember that Jermell Charlo say, when his head cocked, well, if Canelo could just come down to 158, he wanted Canelo to come down to 168. And Canelo say, no, I don't have to do that. Why I have to do that? He wanted Canelo to come down to 168. He wasn't even comfortable with facing Canelo at 160. I'm talking about in his mind, he wasn't comfortable with facing Canelo at 160. Now he's about to move up 2 weight divisions after Jermell Charlo was in here puling. I'm talking about menstruating this shit. Full-blown menstrualytics. Menstrualytics. I'm creating words. Menstrualytic. Charlo was menstrualytic. Talking about Bud Crawford moving up to 54, calling him out. He said he ain't did nothing. Charlo said, I'm busy. So Spence, in the scheme of things, right? Why didn't you check your boy? I mean, it's just like full-blown chaos over there in Texas. It's full-blown chaos, man. Derrick James plate too full. He got like 1,000 fights on his damn plate right now. You know what I'm saying? He got a couple of heavy hitters on there. No, we got about 3 heavy hitters. He got AJ training for a fight. Then, you got Errol, he's training him for the belt exchange on July 29th, right? Frank Martin should be coming up real soon. I'm not saying he's a heavy hitter, but I'm talking about Jermell Charlo. Him and Canelo is definitely locked in, coming up real soon, right? So Charlo is definitely in training camp. He's definitely in training camp. So how are you juggling all this? Is Errol Spence really getting the attention that he needs to go in there and beat a fighter like Terrence Bud Crawford? Are you applying every type of credit that you've achieved with on-the-job training there, Derrick James? Everything that you've learned as a professional boxer, as a trainer, are you providing ample amount of time for Errol Spence to come in there with a game plan that you see that's suitable to go in there and get the victory against Bud Crawford? Are you putting in enough time? I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm gonna say with a resounding no. I don't think that you're providing enough time to get Spence ready. And even if you didn't have AJ, you know what I'm saying, and you didn't have Jermell Charlo coming up, right? And you had more time to focus through EJ. I'm just putting it out there, DJ. I don't think you have what it takes to come up with a game plan. I said this before. You got 23 days to figure this shit out. And what I can assume is you have to not only deal with the fact that Errol Spence did not want you as a trainer for 2 years. Y'all wasn't even talking, but that 2 years still exists. That gap in y'all freaking relationship still exists. Like I always say, facts. It still exists. Not only that, but it was very, very easy for you all to pick up those belts because, in-house, the ticket and itinerary was able to be set to fight those fights. And like you said, DJ, he was 40% coming off the accident to fight Danny Garcia. That was 40% of a fighter that was in your stable that you was training. So he was 40%. 40%, and he still went in there and took punishment, right? So let's just say he wasn't 40% when he went in there and fought Yordenis Ugas. Was he not your fighter then? He was absolutely your fighter. He went in there, Yordenis Ugas, not 40%, much higher than 40%, and he was still getting blasted on. Still getting blasted on. I'm just going to put it out there. I think Derrick James is overrated as a coach, man. And I just think, like, when you have a fighter that's been saying that, you know, he's the man down, you know, he's the truth, he's an Olympian and all this. I just think at this point in time, with the 2-year gap of them not talking, and the fact that Errol Spence had a fat camp, he absolutely had a fat camp. He wasn't in shape. I seen him. The dude was huge, man. So the fact that he has to lose weight, and you have to try to prepare him with a suitable game plan, a tactical game plan to go in there and fight one of the most prolific fighters of this era when it comes to his boxing skill set, right? As far as how people are still like trying to figure out and troubleshoot what style does Crawford have. Who can come up with a set style that Crawford has consistently displayed? Who can give you that info? So if no one cannot give you that info right off the back and say, this is how I see freaking Terrence Crawford every single time he does this, we can't go off the stationary posturing from orthodox to unorthodox. We can't do that shit. That's not something that's that you can say that's a forward aggression. You know what I'm saying? We can't say a stance. It's what you do in the stance, right? So Derrick James himself had put it out there that, man, that switch stance. He was on Marco. He was on Marco's, and shout out to Marco, man. I don't know the guy, but I remember him, you know, I'm gonna give him a shout out because he was on his freaking, you know, live, right? Marco even mentioned the switch stance, and he just started going on, man, no, that don't do anything. I said, okay, so switch stance all of a sudden don't do anything. All right. To Derrick James, switch dancing does nothing. Switch stance don't mean nothing when it comes to Crawford, but they highlight the shit out of it when it comes to boots. Boots is compared to Terrence Crawford, but if you say Terrence Crawford first, they say, oh man, that don't mean anything. But if you say boots second, if you say boots first, they say, oh man, boots switch hitter, he got the goods. You know, he's versatile and everything. He does everything that Terrence Crawford can do. No, bro, that's not what we're doing here. That's what you call, you know, you're being very contradicting, and you're being ex parte with it. You know what I'm saying? You're leaning to one side heavy. You're being ex parte with your narratives, and you don't want to give full credit to Bud. It's okay. It's okay, man. WCS will help you out. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna bring out what you concealing to the open. I'm gonna take the covert and bring it out to the overt. You feel me? Let me get to the chat right quick so I won't fall too far behind. You know what I'm saying? WJ Luckett on deck. What's good? YouTube and boxing is the same to me. Pure entertainment. Nothing personal ever. Blunts, I just commented on your community post. I'm pissed that fight canceled. Let me go back down here. He fired the nutritionist because it's too many hands in the pocket. He got to pay sanctioning fees. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there, man. See, I told you the chat been goddamn up on watch, man. The chat has turned into a tactical reinforcement perimeter. Hey, dog. These are special forces, dog. They're putting all the freaking the tactics together. They're figuring out the movement. Yeah, they're figuring out the movement, you know what I'm saying, of where the enemy may be going. You know what I'm saying? What their mindset is. Bun said he fired the nutrition because it's too many hands in his pocket. He got to pay the sanction fees. Very slick. I can appreciate that because for the first time in Errol Spence's career, he did mention the 3% and where's it going. And then what's crazy, look, what's wild about that situation too, right? That when all the aerosexuals mentioning him being the heavy lifter, they did not one time mention the sanctioning fees. When he said he was taking the easy route, did anyone brief him about the sanctioning fees and why is it important right now? And if he didn't have it in his budget, like was mentioned, and he had to fire his nutritionists to just stay on tab because he's on record as saying that he didn't give a damn about his nutritionist prior to. He didn't do the necessary thing. I mean, the priorities. He didn't check the boxes because he didn't feel nutrition was something he needed. That's Errol Spence's word. Don't be mad at me, man. That's true. It's like drug addict trying to quit drugs in a few weeks. I'm telling you, IB, man, it's not easy, man, to just let that food go, man. It's not. That food is seasoned for a reason. Your taste buds is that food is commonplace to your appetite, man. You know what I'm saying? You just can't switch over to some freaking, chicken all the time. You can't switch over to eating a freaking salad and you hungry as hell. Your body start it start thriving. Oh man, I gotta have that. Mentally, you're like, man, I gotta have it. I gotta get it, man. Fuck that. And look, a fighter can eat what they want to eat. Who's gonna tell a fighter what not to do? The nutritionist is just like the trainer. They can be fired at will at any given time, people. I ain't lying to you. A nutritionist is not locked in. A strength and conditioning is not locked in. A trainer is not locked in. They can get fired at any time. So who's going to tell Errol what he can't drink and eat? If he got the Gatorade bottle, the same Gatorade bottle that Derrick James had at that Charlo fight, and he got some freaking, some a little something in it, you know what I'm saying, to get him through it, who's gonna tell him no? Who's gonna tell him no, man? After the 29th, all you can eat famous Amos and crawfish. That kind of fell short of the mark, IB. You know what I'm saying? I done heard crawfish so much. So what is it? What is it, IB? You know what I'm saying? I thought Errol Spence was the big fish. So I never heard Crawford refer to himself as any type of fish. And any type of fish. I didn't hear it there, IB. So the fish don't have anything to do with Bud. I thought Bud was the main, additive that y'all was talking about, smoking Bud. Is Bud, so to speak, is a fish? It's not a fish, bro. I think y'all fail with that. Y'all trying to do wordplay. It just don't add up. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing Crawford up there with a trident, the first black Aquaman and shit. He has a shark on top impaled. He has him impaled there, IB. Every time that shark move around, it damages itself even more, bro. I'm just saying, man. Snacking his way right to get knocked out. Hey, dog. Hey, man, that's why they have staff on deck, Stickum boys. They have staff on deck right off the ringside apron to clean up any type of vomiting, blood splatter, any type of release from the organs that may not be fitting for those who paid $40,000 for floor seats to sit that close and see that massacre. Shout out to Team Crawford that may be up at high elevation at this point in time, and the signal is not the best up there. But hey, WCS, give a shout out. He's sending the SOS. Continue to do what you do. We look forward to you becoming 2-time undisputed champion, my brother. Go get that work. Go get that work, shawty. Yes, go get that work. Yes, Bruce Gas. Now, shout out to the OG on deck, man. Yeah, Stantionis Ortiz is off, man. You know what I'm saying? He had issues. Maybe he's just too big for 147, or his body has made a drastic change that he's unable to drop that weight. EJ been eating triple cheeseburger with Texas toast. I'm telling you, man. Who gonna tell him no, Tyrese? Who? That's the thing over there. Nobody can tell him no. Not even Derrick James. Nobody, bro. Nobody's telling him what he can eat, what he can and cannot eat. Nobody. His nutritionist probably actually gave a damn, Tyrese. Real talk. His nutritionist might have been around a lot of boxers, and they said, listen, I know you're paying me for my services. I'm really fucking with you like that, man. I want you to go in there and win this fight against Crawford. But dude, you're gaining weight. And I'm feeding you healthy shit. But yet you gaining weight, man. It seems like you wasting my time, man. You playing with me. And Spence probably took offense to that. He's like, listen, I'm paying you. You ain't paying me. It's not the other way around. Like, why are you so mad? Because I take my job serious, and this reflection on me, bro. If you go up there and you weigh in at 163, damn near the fight might be called off. That's a direct reflection of me. I'm the nutritionist. They're gonna say, well, who was goddamn cooking? Who was making these plates for him, man? What were they serving him? Chitlins and motherfucking red beans and rice and some ham hocks? Sweet tea? What was he eating? With a side of 2 Texas toast? Buttered on both sides? This is a direct reflection of me, man. You're not thinking of it like that. You just think, okay, I'm paying my nutritionist coming here and fix these meals. Bro, no. You're doing too much. They're going to say, okay, I'm responsible because, obviously I don't know how to put meals together and calculate a proper count of calories that you're supposed to have. And then measuring your food. They're going to act like I wasn't even measuring the quantity of food to put on your plate. Oh man, they ain't worry about nothing. Nobody know who you are anyway, man. If I want to have me a goddamn Whataburger, it is. I'm eating it. But man, I'm telling you can't do it. That's why he fired his nutritionist. His nutrition was really fucking with him. He's like, hey, man, I support you as a fighter, but ethically, you making me look bad, man. Because I got other clients in the local Dallas area, and you spending all this money on me, man. And right now, man, you're not on goal. You're not on weight to achieve your goal of 147. I mean, hey, nutrition was giving him some game, man. Knocked down 305 on deck. Salute to you, brother. For real, curry chitlins, man. Chitterlings, man. Get it correct. Chitterlings. You know what I'm saying? Maul asking Bivol for a fight at 175. He ain't did that shit at 168. Man, it's just bad, man. Two Charlos and a Spence, man. Oh my God, this can be extremely tragic. Real talk. And seriously, truth be told, man, both of them Charlos, they may be 0-2 heading into these fights if they get them. I don't see Mar Charlo surviving Dimitri Bivol, and I don't see Jamel Charlo. It's possible he might go the distance. I don't know. But I don't see that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just focused on the 23 days. This deadline that's on the horizon. That's all. I just want to continue to pass the word to the aerosexuals that's out there extremely upset. I got to keep my voice out there in the airways, man, so they can understand it. They got to soak this shit in, man. They got to soak this shit in. I'm talking about. It's 23 days before y'all have to change up everything, all the bullshit y'all been talking since years and years. All this, oh man, Spence too big. Spence gonna break him. He's the eye collector. He's man down. He's the boogeyman. All that shit gonna come to rest, man, when a dude that y'all talk about that was 135 pounds That's what y'all love talking about, right? 135, 140, he too small. But yet nobody's been able to break him. Okay, I got it. Boxing Fan Talk, what's good, folks? W says keep prepping these aerosexuals for what's coming. Absolutely, I have to. You know what I'm saying? I have to continue to help them understand the shit that's going on with them, man. I have to. Cape Man P on deck. Derek Disgruntled James, salute to you. You know what I'm saying? He is absolutely one of those guys that don't want to give Crawford credit for anything, but yet he feels that he's training Errol Spence to go in there and fight the toughest fight of his career. Like, he doesn't have all the intel on Terrence Crawford. That's tough, bro. How are you going to come up with a suitable game plan that's effective, right? A game plan that's efficacious to going in there getting a victory. What do you have to prepare for this there, Derek James? It's not much footage if this man is out here stopping everybody at welterweight. So what are you going to do? You're going to band-aid the fight plan? If he ain't fought nobody, and Kell Brook was a shell of himself, and Sean Porter, his dad stopped the fight, and you know, he wasn't nothing after Errol Spence, which a lot of people say a split decision doesn't add up. So if the two common opponents of Errol Spence is receiving lower praising value from you when it comes to Terrence Crawford, then how in the hell are you even training Errol Spence to go in there and beat Terrence Crawford if you really haven't fought the opposition to build him up to be qualified for July 29th? What game plan are you coming up with? I'm telling you, the easiest way I can tell you, DJ, is this right here. Take the same mentality that Errol Spence had when he told this girl that he already knew he can dog walk Danny Garcia without being 100%. Being that Terrence Crawford ain't fought nobody and he don't have the best resume, I would behoove you all to have that same mentality and just say, fuck it. We gonna do what we do, bro. This dude ain't fought the amount of competition you had. He don't have the resume. Bro, you don't have to train hard for this fight, man. All you got to do is get yourself down to weight, make weight, and continue to do what you got to do. Real talk. What game plan DJ got for Crawford? A fighter who's in the welterweight, his fights don't even go to the final bell. So what type of band-aids you using? You gonna try to crochet up a plan for the first time? Say, yeah, this shit right here. Put this color with that color. Yeah, put that. Yeah, run that through that. Yeah. That's gonna happen in the third round. We're gonna run that over that, under the other shit, around that, and we're gonna blend in some shit. I mean, what type of shit, what type of game plan you trying to crochet, bro? Shout out to True Meets Today USA Boxing on deck, man. Shout out to Coach Malachi in the building. You know what I'm saying? And welcome to the A, man. We're gonna chop it up, man. We definitely gonna chop it up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna definitely drop in and say what's up. That Southern hospitality, man. While Coach is on deck down here in the dirty South, that is. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that shark clip, man. I definitely used that in the intro. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. It's good that you was able to get that sighting. Salute to everyone in the chat. Shout out to Gertz, man, on deck. The drunk munchies ain't no joke. Man, I'm telling you, man, you want to eat, bro. You know what I'm saying, Kate? He want to eat. That's all I'm saying. He want to eat, man. That mind, when them sugar levels change, them insulin levels change, all that shit, when you start taking in less salt and sodium, that shit affects your levels, man. Certain blood and sugar levels, you know, and that shit mentally, it takes weeks for your body to really lock in and accept the fact that you're on a diet. For your body in between meals, when you start to get really, really hungry, for your body to match up with your mental headquarters. You know what I'm saying? Because your body's gonna tell your mind, hey, I'm hungry. And then your mind, it has to be calibrated, start the calibration process to get you zoned in to say, you know what, this is what's coming in between meals. Man, this meal tastes so good, but in about 15 the 20 minutes, I'm gonna be hungry again. So you can't eat a meal every freaking hour. Not if you're trying to drop weight. It's just, and then not to mention this, people, he's working out. You're working out. So you continue to, sweat and go in there and burn those calories and get that metabolism the way you would like it. All alone, starting up a new diet is brutal. That shit is extremely brutal. Will you leave a gym? This way you find some of those people, those of you a gym junkies a little bit. That's why you find some of them people that go to the gym every day and they don't lose no weight because they so hungry that they don't have the meal waiting for them in the car. Like you're a real hardcore gym fanatic. You have a meal waiting for you in the car. That shit's cold as hell. You don't freaking care because it's what you put in your body, not how it tastes. Not how it tastes going into your body. It's what you put in your body. It's cold, everything. So you just eat that motherfucker. Boom, 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 boom. Chase it down with water. Keep it moving. But you got some people, when your mind start to tell you I'm hungry as hell, what they do? They go right to the local fast food, man. Can I get a double burger, no mayo, please? Hold the cheese. Can you put some vegetables on there, some pickles and lettuce and tomato, please? Yeah, I said a double patty. Can you throw one strip of bacon on there, please? Please. Can you give me a large fry, no salt, please? Well, what kind of salt you got? Is it sea salt? Oh, yeah, just go ahead and put that sea salt on there. Yeah, I'm good. You can't do that shit, EJ. Shout out to Shaw News, the Sauce Experience, aka Showtime Shaw on deck. Team Tuck in the building, man. Salute WCS in the chat. Salute to you, brother. Hopefully all is well over there your way, man. Y'all definitely go support, Shaw News, the Sauce Experience, man. Support True Media Today, USA Boxing, the XO Factory. It's in the building, Big Blunts and Boxing. Check out these channels on here, bro. EJ ain't got no fruit in the fridge, just candy bars. Hey, look, I'm not trying to infiltrate what his stash may look like. But I'll tell you like this, Tyrese, I don't think that he has those type of items in the refrigerator. No, a person that has gained weight like him, he has his own private stash compartment, okay? It's not out in the open where people can just walk in there and say, man, I'm thirsty. Let me see what's in this motherfucker. Oh, okay, he got some green tea over there, some green tea. What else he got over here? Got a lot of water. Okay, I see a lot of alkaline water over there. All right, damn, nothing I want. They close the fridge and keep it moving. But I guarantee you, if he was to keep them candy bars and goddamn Famous Amos up in there and all them other sweets, they looking at, okay, shit, he got some shit I like. Okay, let me get a motherfucking Klondike. Gotta goddamn get a Klondike. Let me get one of these down. What do you got right here? A Babe Ruth? I get a Babe Ruth and I'm gonna get a Twix. I love Twix. Nuh-uh. Arrow has this stash located inside a place where it's not accessible to the public. More so, if you got a man cave, his bedroom, something like that, his closet, his personal closet, he probably got like a certain hanger that if you take that hanger off, and it moves this certain compartment and wall, and it has a whole convenience store up in that bitch, man. It has a whole bar and everything. He don't have to goddamn ask the bartender. He just served himself. It's self-served. But getting back to the deadline, because I don't want to piss nobody off. Aerosex was already upset because I'm talking about his weight. The deadline is approaching. It used to be long-term. Now the date has become short term. 23 days and running. Listen to me, people. This is monumental. 23 days till we settle the score in the welterweight division. And finally, Terrence Crawford faces off against Errol Spence. and goes in there and handle business. 23. Then we start this off around 65 days, 66 days. And the time has ticked away so lovely. So lovely. I mean, so lovely. Very, very cooperative. I love when time ticks away like this. Continue to do your thing, man. Because what we want to see in Vegas, we want all the aerosexuals to understand this, what we've been telling y'all all along. We've been telling you this ass whooping has been pending for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Don't be mad at me. I got to continue to reiterate, because every time y'all leave a comment, y'all jump in the chat, y'all are easily irritable. Now, I don't consider me talking about this fight to be an error in my judgment. I believe this is me advocating for the right fighter, advocating for a fighter that's been drugged through the mud, who's been told that everything he's accomplished in his career ain't been shit. His career has not lived up to the hype that people's been giving him. I've listened to all this shit. I've listened to the aerosexuals, absolutely run a smear campaign. Me, along with a lot of other people, have seen these black men, these black extremists, the Wakandans. We have seen them on the YTC run a smear campaign on this man's name. But yet, you are extremely upset that someone's holding you accountable and calling you out on that. Serious, man. This don't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense at all. But I wanna take y'all back in time, though. I want to take y'all back. All right. Did y'all see in my title DKSAB? Don't know shit about boxing, right? So I have to basically I have to bring to the forefront again Chris Williams from Boxing News 24. The supposedly Arthur that I believe he learned how to write. I'm guessing he learned how to write at the age of 36. Somebody told him that he can put some shit together that makes sense. He should, if he loves boxing so much, start to become a writer. Being that he started off late, like some boxers, they don't start off when they're youth. He learned how to actually write a full sentence at 36. He hasn't fully learned how to grasp on putting a sentence together to make sense. This man did an article recently, July 5th, and it said Tim Bradley wants Spence to lower his punch output against Crawford. Mr. Williams started off and said Tim Bradley wants Errol Spence 28-0, 22 knockouts to lower his typical super high punch output against Terrence Crawford, 39-0, 30 knockouts, because he feels that give him his best chance of beating the Omaha, Nebraska native on July 29th. Okay, this article goes on, and pay attention, y'all. Let me get some water right quick, because I don't want y'all to get offended. I'm gonna take like 10 seconds and grab you something to drink, a beverage. If it's non-alcoholic, alcoholic, who cares? Y'all grown adults. You know what I'm saying? I'll be right back. So let me continue. He says, in looking at the guys that have fought at a slow pace against Crawford in the past, none of them have done well. Not one. That sounds like a stupid idea that Bradley has for Spence. Okay, we can already see that this man has ulterior motives for where he's trying to lead his readers in this article. Once again, this man absolutely despises Crawford. I don't know if he's an Omaha resident. I don't know if he actually tried to come to the gym like a lot of, content creators that tried to, get in good with Crawford back then and try to support him and found out he wasn't really media friendly and they took it personally. So this guy is saying not one. He said not one now. Not one who have came out to try to, box Crawford, so to speak, has done well. Instead of him just saying Crawford been knocking niggas out, and he's a very tough opponent for anybody in the welterweight division. He's that skilled, high ring IQ. He says, looking at the guys that have fought at a slow pace against Crawford in the past, none of them have done well. Moving on to the next, he says Spence would be a fool. He put 2 lowercase a in there. Typo, but goddamn it, the editors are non-existent. Okay? Spence would be a fool to fight at a slow pace and be patient against Crawford because that gives the aging fighter his best chance of winning. Now, pay close attention to the hate that this man is about to start filtering. You know what I'm saying? It's just like him standing in front of a window fan. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's bound to happen now. It's bound to happen. It's bound to happen. He's going to ensure that hate blow right in your direction. This is a dude that stand, by a window fan, and he will fart right there and say, I'm not worried about where that shit going. This is exactly what he's doing in his article. It said, Spence will be a fool to fight a slow pace and be patient. How do you know this? Are you a fighter? I mean, goddamn, because they give the aging fighter the best chance. So he's considering Crawford to be aging. Even though he didn't put his age on there, Crawford is aging, right? And you notice, once again, Chris Williams is never going to mention the partial destruction or being unsure of how much damage was done doing Spence with this accident. But he's busy talking about Crawford's age, right? He say, this is the scenario he goes into in the next paragraph. He say, when you get an older car with 300,000 miles on it, y'all, you got to baby it, not push it too hard, or something will blow. Bradley might want Spence to go easy on his old friend Crawford, but Arrow wasn't born yesterday. Chris Williams, that is the dumbest shit if I heard as an adult since I've learned how to put a complete sentence together, goddammit. He said when you get an old car with 300,000 miles on it, you got to baby it. Says who? Who the fuck is driving a car with 300,000 miles as a daily driver anyway? Unless you have a full-blown mechanical shop to fix all the damn issues that you having. He said you get an old car with 300,000 miles on it, you got to baby it. Not push it too hard or something will blow. What the hell is this type of, this dude is trying to compare a human body. I know you're trying to give some type of metaphor. What the fuck you doing? Let me move on past this. This is the dumbest shit ever. He says Spence sees the age in Crawford. He's talking for Spence. He says Spence sees the age in Crawford. So I'm saying this, people. Let me go ahead and I'll get to it. He says Spence sees the age in Crawford, the diminished hand speed, y'all, reflexes, the receding hairline. And this is not me. This is in Boxing News 24 article. He says Spence sees the age in Crawford, the diminished hand speed, reflexes, all boxing. This is boxing. And then the man speaks of the receding hairline. He's not going to go easy on him just because Bradley say he should. Who the fuck allowed this dude to put out information and dress it up like it's boxing content? Nigga, you are not the smartest, man. This dude said receding hairline, which has nothing to do with hand speed and reflexes, bro. And I've never even paid attention to any one of these dudes' hairlines. This dude is talking about Crawford has a receding hairline. Like, dude, man, who the fuck is putting out this shit? It goes on to the next paragraph. He said, this isn't a give a break to a senior citizen type of fight, y'all. This guy, Chris, is saying Crawford is a senior citizen. A senior citizen now. The love that he has. It goes on to say Spence is going to take it to the old timer Crawford. And if he falls apart under pressure, so be it. Hey, could you imagine me writing the art? Look, this is like very, very rudimentary for me, because I wrote articles too. If for me to write an article that's as fragmented and depleted of substance like he's doing, I can write an article every day if I didn't give a fuck about what I was putting out there. Like, I literally can write an article every day. This is not a long article. This is only 2 to 3 lines per para. It's easy. Anyway, he said, Spence is going to take it to the old timer Crawford. And if he falls apart under pressure, so be it. When you swim with sharks, this is what happened. So, nigga, let me ask you something, man. Chris, if you listen, let me ask you something. How many, old swimmers? Come on, how many old swimmers do you know that said, I want to go swim with sharks? Like, how many of those people? Do you have any history of knowing some swimmers that are 35 that want to go swim with sharks? Like, even the ones who dive and go to the cages, there's certain areas that they choose to go swim with sharks. I mean, this is just asinine on all levels, man. Asinine, bro. Not arsenic, asinine. He says, should Errol lower his output? ? Right? I mean, you've been saying how old, Terrence Crawford is, right? And then you go later on and say, should Errol lower his output? For what? You call Crawford a senior citizen? You talked about his receding hairline. You say he doesn't have the same reflexes. Why should Errol have to lower anything? You're talking about him facing an old guy with a mediocre resume, right? And absolutely did nothing to warrant the prestige that he's getting heading into this fight July 29th. So why you even write the second half of your article? It goes on to say patience. I say that because Crawford is a prolific counterpuncher. And if you make a mistake, he's going to make you pay, said Timothy Bradley to Fight Hype. When asked what advice he has for Errol Spence Jr. for his fight against Terrence Crawford, does it help Spence by slowing his work rate to a crawl so that the aging 36-year-old Crawford isn't overwhelmed by incoming fire? For any counterpuncher, the worst thing a fighter can do is slow down their work rate, because that works in their favor. Wow. He said, we saw Canelo Alvarez, a classic counterpuncher, was overwhelmed by a high work rate of Dimitri Bivol last year. With Crawford being a good friend of Bradley, it sounds like Tim is giving Spence his advice to ensure that he doesn't win and mess up his pal's Terrence career. He's adaptable as well, which makes him even more dangerous because he's versatile, Bradley continued, fawning over Crawford. It's not even about the southpaw and switching and all that. It's not even about that. It's about this Crawford's brain. It's about this Crawford's brain. He can turn it on, said Bradley. It said Crawford becomes a hunter. He can instantly become a hunter and just want to fight. Will that work in his favor against Spence, Errol Spence? Yes and no, Tim said. Spence is physically tough, strong, and a great body cruncher. A great body cruncher now on the inside. He can be accurate up top as well. But we saw when he fought Porter, right? Now it gets back to Chris, because that was basically fillers, quotes that was copy and pasted and inserted into this article. You know what I'm saying? That's just the format of writing articles anyway. It says Bradley wants IBF, WBA, and WBC welterweight champion Spence to fight cautiously by boxing Crawford, a pure boxer who thrives on fighting guys that fight at a slow pace so that he can dictate the pace. Now, hold up. Hold up. He said Bradley wants Errol Spence to fight cautiously by boxing Crawford, a pure boxer who thrives on fighting guys that fight at a slow pace. But I could have sworn earlier in the article that wasn't the case when he was talking about Crawford. You know, he was pretty much saying that the diminished hand speed and reflexes, right? And then, you know, what did he say? He's talking about the 300,000 miles. You got to baby it. He was pretty much putting Crawford in a situation that he said, in looking at the guys that have fought at a slow pace against Crawford in the past, none of them have done well. And I'm asking myself, how can fighters that who fight Crawford at a slow pace, they haven't done well, when you're saying he's degenerated right now? His reflexes are slow. Everything about him cries out senior citizen. So how, if a fighter is slowing down to fight a senior citizen will absolutely have the advantage from that fighter slowing down his work rate? Wouldn't that what somebody would do to a slower fighter? You know what I'm saying? I mean, really, if a fighter that's young, and you're talking about Errol Spence being in his 30s too, right? You take a fighter that's young enough to pop shot a slower, older fighter, why would they have concern about that? Because you're saying his reflexes are gone and he's just an old senior citizen. You're not making any sense, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're not making any sense. It goes on to say, in other words, Tim wants Spence to throw away his best advantage and fight Crawford's fight. Errol will be handicapping himself by listening to Bradley. Well, it's no way that's true, because Derek James said, when asked about Errol Spence's style, he said, what is his style? He was trying to say, like, what is Errol Spence's style? We don't know what his style is, as if he switches up every time he steps through the ropes. That's false. People sit up here and give you the A1 format when it comes down to it. Just like they say about Crawford switching stances, time they mention Errol Spence is his jab, his pressure, his punch output. Oh man, Crawford ain't gonna be able to handle that. So Derek James understand that people are pretty much understanding of the type of pressure fighting style that Errol Spence has. We've been knowing that. We've seen it. It's not like he's been stopping people. He's been going the distance quite a lot, man. In other words, Tim wants Spence to throw away his best advantage. Okay. It goes on to say, what did Porter do? Porter was able to change his rhythm up, bounce on his toes at times, and then he would attack. And then he would stand as close as he possibly can. Then later, he got in that fight with Spence and forced Spence on his back foot, forcing him to try to push him back and working on the inside. And he had a lot of success, said Bradley. Chris Williams remember Spence purposely fighting Sean Porter's fight in their bout in 2019 because he knew, here you go, the fight would be too easy for him if he boxed from the outside. Boy, he had to goddamn pat himself in the back on the back, didn't he? Chris Williams, look, he put his whole name in there. Chris Williams, remember, not just Williams. He said, what? Chris Williams remembers Spence purposely fighting Sean Porter fight in their bout in 2019 because he knew the fight would be too easy for him if he boxed out on the outside. So instead, he completely outclassing. This is his words. So instead of completely outclassing Porter, like he did against Mikey Garcia, he outclassed Mikey Garcia, y'all. By boxing from the outside, Spence took it to the inside and beat Sean Porter at his own game, dropping him and hammering the stuffing out of him. This is not my words, people. This is Chris Williams. He said Spence took it to the inside. He took it to the inside and beat Sean at his own game, dropping him and hammering the stuffing out of him. The stuffing. Did y'all see the same visual that he's trying to present to you all? Did you see Errol Spence beating the stuffing out of Sean Porter? We all know that he was on record as saying he wanted to beat Sean Porter. Beat him at his own game. We already know that. But did you get the impression watching this fight that when he his right glove barely touched the canvas, y'all. And this dude said he was hammering the stuffing out of freaking Sean Porter. It goes on to say now, it's worth noting that Porter never looked the same again after the fight. Now he's going to dress it up because he wants to make it seem like that Crawford gets no credit for Sean Porter. That's what Chris is doing. It's worth noting that Porter never looked the same again after the fight. That was the beginning of the end of Porter's career. And by the time Crawford fought him, he was null and void. This is a straight up pure hater. He goes on to say, many thought that Porter was winning the fight before he got dropped, said Bradley. His best work was on the inside, doubling his right hand up, going down to the body. These are things that I feel that Terrence, if needs a plan B, if plan A wasn't working, he's going to go to that. He can step to Spence. Spence, as you know, like to be in control, and everything is all leading off the jab. Once he get his job going and he starts landing, then everything else starts to work. Okay? If Spence can't get his jab working, it's going to be a tough for Spence. I guess he left out tough fight. It's going to be tough for Spence to make adjustments because, to me, Spence fights the same way every time, the same way. If things are not working for Spence, what he does is he does exactly what I just said. He steps on the gas. That's facts. It's patience. The more patience and underneath Spence can be, the more calculated he can be, and the sharper he can be in maintaining his distance and sharp counters while being himself, dictating the pace, but not making mistakes and not lunging forward, not taking those types of risks. The better chance he's going to have in beating a guy like Crawford, said Bradley. You know what I'm saying? I think the best part of this article is pretty much what Timothy Bradley put out there. You know what I'm saying? Desert Storm. Pretty much what he put out there. That's the part right there, man. Let me get back to the chat, man. He said, who the F buys a car with 300,000 miles? I'm asking myself the same question, man. He said, Chris Williams found a picture of Bud Crawford in his white purse. That's why he's so mad. For real, man. I swear to God, they was on here last night trying to talk about Bud's personal life. I was like, damn, y'all got some time on your hand, bro. Y'all got some time, man. I ain't gonna lie. This dude is a clown. George Foreman lost all his hair and was still knocking out mofos. Who man is this? I don't know, Don. I don't know. This man was talking about receding hairlines. Like, who does that, man? Who's putting out an article about a fight and you're trying to say, okay, Crawford's not the fighter he used to be. But like I tell people, even the ones who switched up from 78 Sports to Blue Blood, you know what I'm saying, to the BF, all these dudes was Crawford fans, and they still are. because one don't want to see him stripped down to butt naked, right? That's telling me he a fan, right? So all these dudes was a fan, and Crawford still undefeated. He's still undefeated. Nothing changed. And they supposedly switched over to Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? They switched over to Errol Spence. Where did you see a decline in Crawford? You're saying his age and everything, but what fight have you seen a decline? Was it Avanesian? Was it Sean Porter? Where was this decline taking place? And how do you insert it into his career to prognose him as being a declining fighter or a fighter that's over the hill, an antiquated human being in life, a dilapidated fighter who's been on the pound for pound list in front of Errol Spence Jr.? Where in his career did you witness the decline? That's what I want to know, man. Like, y'all coming up with all these scenarios, but yet you cannot bookmark a point where this is where it took place. Right here. Well, what was the result? Did he lose? No, he didn't lose, man. But I ain't like it, man. Oh, okay. They'll see Spence take punishment. But if Crawford take punishment, they try to triple up the severity of it and come on here and make a thumbnail and say, oh man, we can go back to Gamboa. But they don't want to talk about all the fights that Spence has been in, and he's received punches. He's been lit up. And they won't talk about it as always. You know what I'm saying? But he talks about Crawford's hairline. You know what I'm saying, Dunn? I can't call it, bro. I can't call it. I can't call it this nigga right here. I like Chris to discuss the hair versus knockout subject with Big George even now. For real, man. And I want him to do it while George is freaking cooking on his George Foreman grill. You know what I'm saying? For real. Because maybe Chris is not the healthiest person. Like I said before, it's probably a lot of shit in his room, man. He has to step over just to get to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? All his treats are right there accessible. Even ones he had eaten before he fell asleep. You know what I'm saying? Before he fell asleep at the freaking keyboard. He fell out the chair and shit and goddamn woke up when the sun was coming and he looked over there. It was half of a Twinkie. Chris said, oh man, breakfast is here. He's calling Tim Bradley, Hall of Fame, a spy trying to give Errol false information, calling Tim's integrity into question. I hope Tim reads this article. Tim will probably read the article, but something's going on over there, the Boxing News, that someone's not holding or someone's not supervising these individuals. I don't know how many people is it. I know somebody mentioned that it's the same person just putting out articles and shit, but obviously someone is not supervising them and maintenance their content that they're putting out. And that just lets me know they don't care. It may be purposely done or not. I've just read so many articles of them in the past that the English, they're making a lot of mistakes when it comes to writing these articles, and they're not proofreading them prior to pressing send. You know what I'm saying? They're not proofreading this shit. This is the most D-Rod I heard in a while. I don't know what D-Rod you talking about. You talking about Chris? You know what I'm saying? Hey, stick 'em boys. It's okay to have a vivid imagination. I do. I've always have. I've had a dry sense of humor, and people sit there and laugh and shit. And I wouldn't, because I was just, I didn't think, I wasn't saying it as a joke, but his vivid imagination about 300,000 miles, that shit is bogus. That's some dumbass shit right there. You know what I'm saying? His imagination, I don't know, man. He has something going on there. Like I said, I can't picture it. I don't know if he's smoking something, drinking something. I don't know. In one article, Chris Williams has upset Big George Foreman, Tim Bradley, and Sean and Kenny Porter and Bud Crawford. By the time of the fight night, Chris Williams will have pissed off all boxers. The boxing section TBS on deck. What's good with it, Kyle? How you feeling, bro? Salute to you. Y'all be sure to check out the boxing section TBS too. Yeah. But yeah, hey, the good part about all this, it's been quiet, but it's gonna remain loud on this bitch, you know. Appreciate the ones, you know, Blunts and the rest of y'all that like drop information behind the scene. You know, salute to the hard work, man. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you dropping info behind the scene. And those of you that's staying close to this situation, understand that we have only 23 days left. Only 23 days left. 2-time undisputed. 23 days left. It's extremely important that you know that history is about to be made, man. You know what I'm saying? 2-time undisputed. History is about to be made, man. Like I say, put some respect on his name for what he's about to go in there and accomplish. 39-0, 30 knockouts, man. It's about to go down. Omaha Zone is about to step in the square July 29th under the bright lights of Vegas. And he said he was ready to fight yesterday. But my concern is, yeah, you was ready to fight yesterday, but it seems like your opponent was ready to eat yesterday. Is he locked in as he say he is? And is he going to be able to make weight come fight day there, Terrence? I don't know if that's possible, bro. I don't know. I want to see some more pictures come next week. Hopefully he puts some more photos up and assure us that we're not going to be looking goofy come fight day. I mean, fight week. When he step on the scale and they say, wait, 153.5. I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to hear that, champ. For real. I'm not trying to hear that. Seriously. I'm not trying to hear it, bro. But truth be told, y'all already know about this, man. Truth be told, they can't tussle with Youngin. Rumble, young man, rumble. They can't tussle with Youngin, dog. They can't tussle with him. Real talk, they can't tussle with him. Until next time, man, y'all hold it down. Keep your ears and eyes to the streets. Real talk. We're going to continue to talk about, you know, the news as it come out. I just wanted to come over here and kind of highlight Chris Williams. You feel me? And keep y'all posted on the amount of days that we have remaining to this deadline, this historic deadline that's going on in the welterweight division. It's huge. This is history. You know what I'm saying? There have been individuals out here considered to be content creators that have been absolutely unfaithful to the sport. They have been unfaithful in a way of showing disloyalty to fighters who they was at one point in time, they was supporting real heavy. They were supporting real heavy, y'all. And they decide to cowardly switch over to another fighter, which they have the right to do. You have the right to switch over, but they cowardly switched over. What I mean cowardly is the fact that you switched over and then you try to redirect your actions to finger point and say Crawford is this and Crawford is that, and try to make sure the culpability isn't sitting in your lap. That's shameful. That's real shameful at the end of the day. That's real shameful. But man, until next time, I'm out. Hold it down. Appreciate everybody who pulled up. We'll do it again later. I'm out.